Oh, g'day all. RobotnikHolmes here. Or should I say Anti-RobotnikHolmes with sunglasses and a cool jacket. So, you just knew I took over, right? Well, you better. I literally just did that in the last video so that you guys can see these awesome early issues. Wait, the music being here. It's missing something critical. There we go. With that sorted, hold on to your butts, mothers and f***ers. This video is going to be about these issues and how they took the comic in a whole new direction. The cover for issue 11 is a typical repeated scenario of, hey, let's make something unrelated to the story inside. Oh, but it needs a pun or something really corny to get the old men laughing. Hell, why not add two? Let's see. It starts off like any old day with the Freedom Fighters, with them planning a heist at Dr. Robotnik's fortress of dank-ass pollution. Meanwhile, Sally contacts Sonic to help them out with the blue hedgehog in mid-assassination attempt, and he thinks to make it there with his signature speed, but for some reason, instead of running there, like a usual blue hedgehog who makes witty remarks does all the time, he takes the cosmic interstate. Okay, it's a bit much, don't you think? Soon enough, our hero arrives at a place that seems like Mobius, smells like Mobius, but isn't quite the same. He stumbles upon a strange veterinary clinic, owned by Hey, Dr. Robotnik. So, the bad guy is helping out the animals, who in this instance closer resemble small pets than actual Mobians. And Sonic gets the hell out of there, only to run into a version of himself that wears dark glasses and a sleek, dark getup. Fancy that. Sonic's pretty slow on the uptake, but thankfully, his bad counterpart draws a diagram explaining how you can unwittingly end up in alternate universes. Our hero just happens to stumble in the flip side of his universe, a place where the Freedom Fighters are evil and mucking up Mobius, and Dr. Robotnik is the kindly dude that helps out the struggling inhabitants. But enough of that, Sonic and Anti-Sonic need to race to see who's the fastest. Although nothing much comes out of that except to showcase how they're fast boys. And the doppelganger is led into a trap and captured by the evil good doctor. The day is saved, Sonic goes back to his home dimension to deal with the evil doctor, and all is good. The second story is laughable. Coconuts kidnaps nearly all the Freedom Fighters and taunts that he's taking on the Hedgie personally. That's if he can get past the maze though, which the comic helpfully illustrates for the readers to look through. Let's try this. Let's see. Shit. Anyway, while Sally Acorn expresses love for Sonic while the others look on, Tails and Rota, since when did you guys have a thing for Sally? Is this just an artist's error? Sonic's here! And he frees his friends while a handy timer for the bomb appears on the panels. And everything finishes up with time puns. Get out of here. Wait, there's another story? How in the... Okay, I'll make this quick. Sonic f***ing loves chili dogs, so he eats them and then has a freaky, trippy dream about... Whoa. What the absolute toss is going on? So, Sonic the chili dog begins making his way downtown to Bergtropolis, gets himself into a sticky situation, and wakes up to the thought of going on a diet. Though, not really. Well, I'm of two minds about this. On one hand, the setting's certainly stretched out in terms of lore. We get to see the anti-version of Mobius, even if it was, like everything else in these early issues, very loose and barely touched upon. At least we saw Sonic finally meet his match in this issue. You're on your winning streak no longer, you blue boy. Although, despite the new setting, I find the story suffers from the typical amount of predictability in terms of story, and a shit ton of puns and references. The writing is fine for the first story, the entirety of the other two is basically filler, nothing but an excuse to exercise in dumb humour. In that same vein, I kind of wish the first story did a bit more than just pit a blue fast Hedgie against another one. In the anti-world, we do get to see what the evil Freedom Fighters look like, but they don't make an appearance except to hint at what's more to come. It's the 90s equivalent of a sequel hook, and I hate it. Oh yeah, this was also Ken Penders' first issue as a writer. I think that explains a lot. The score over all these issues has got to be a 2. Anti-Sonic is a dick. I'm not just saying that, that's his entire character. While Sonic is cocky, teasing his friends but actually meaning well, Anti-Sonic is just a dick. He also makes perhaps the worst puns yet, often finishing sentences with capiche and other typical bad boy phrases. Because he is such a big focus, that means that the other main characters barely get any time in the spotlight, except in those weird as backup stories. The art is fine. Personally, I think Manic could do worse. If I was told to draw so many reflective glasses and leathery jackets, I'd be bored too. The main stories are fine, but for the last one, why bring in storyboard artist from the cartoon Anti-Mobius to draw a trippy dream sequence? I'm pretty sure he would have been more qualified in drawing the first ones. Ah well, simply put, the art and characters gets a 2. Final score for number 11 is a 4 out of 10. Even with the nefarious Penders as writer for the first time, I still wouldn't recommend this issue. The plots are good on paper, but very lacking in execution, not held by just how much the characters love talking. A lot. Even the sodding signs love expressing their words. Though, maybe some of that stuff is fixed in the next issue. I suppose you guys will soon find out. The cover for number 12 is a pun. That's it. I wasn't aware Sonic could play the goddamn piano, but it looks like Sally didn't either. In our first story, A Timely Arrival, Sonic does what he does best and clears away Dr. Robotnik's robots, while the evil villain just yells at him like an old man telling him to get off his lawn. Back in the dank underground Freedom Caverns, Sally is crying over a soap opera, but the channel is changed to another Robotnik broadcast. Man, he does that a lot, doesn't he? It announces Dr. Robotnik's latest evil plot to mow down the beautiful green that is the Great Forest. Though it looks to me like the Freedom Fighters just saw the live-action Sonic trailer, and to be frank, I don't blame them. Sonic goes to stop Dr. Robotnik, and instead he ends up being zapped by a time teleporter, and our hero is sent back to prehistoric times. Okay then. It looks like he's in prehistoric Mobius, but everything here just makes puns about their inevitable demise. Sonic then meets his ancestor, Son-Ugg the Bog Hog, who is nearly killed by Ivo Robotnik. Oh god, these puns. I mean, there's an admittedly humorous joke about how he acts as his own henchman due to not having his badnik workers, but fuck, I haven't got time for this. Also, I would like to note, in the present, Dr. Robotnik breaks his own rules about dancing and singing, and when Krabnik has a freaking existential crisis over it, he just smashes him into the ground. It just reminds me how dumb the no fun rule is, really. But no time for that. The Freedom Fighters are acting like actual freedom fighters and storming the place to save Sonic. Oh man, there's a lot of cutaways. Sonic shows his ancestor and his friends the ways of modern life by introducing them to the invention of bad jokes. And just like that, he is sent back to the present day thanks to his friends. In the past, the annoying cave Mobians let the readers know if we want to see them again. F*** you. In story 2, The Bald-Headed Eagle, Sonic falls off a cliff and crashes into an old man eagle. Like all old men characters in fiction, his only purpose is to yell about how old he is every few seconds. This bird, by the name of Cyril, was supposedly the leader of a large flock, but now he's just chilling and hiding in the mountains. He can even still fly! Oh wait, no he can't. He's fucking dead now. Rest in peace, old man stereotype. Meanwhile, Dr. Robotnik and Snively are plotting their evil plots, when suddenly, Snively detects activity in the mountains. Are you two just bored? Why are you doing this? While the old man eagle mopes about not seeing his flock anymore, there they are. Yeah, apparently they were just hiding there and thought that Cyril had been taken. So it was you who was being a dumbass. Then Dr. Robotnik and Snively show up and, oh my god, they are dressed for the occasion! However, the mech is too heavy, and along with the villain's raised voice, it causes them to fall. How did you even get up there in the first place? The story ends with the Eagles rescuing Sonic and taking him back to Knothole. Like it's Lord of the fricking Rings. There's another story? Why are they cramming 3 issues into one at this point? Did they know Anti-RobotnikHolmes would be reviewing these and wanted to one-up me? So, Sonic rescues cute woodland creatures, a bit like the games, huh? However, him and the others locate someone at the top of a tree who isn't running from the SWAT-bots. It turns out to be a cat-looking bugger named Larry Lynx, a depressed as hell Mobian with an unfortunate habit of f***ing up the lives of everyone around him. I'm not kidding, that's literally his power. The Freedom Fighters express an unusual distaste for his bad luck, but thankfully it turns out the jinx doesn't just work on good guys, and Larry is used against the SWAT bots instead. Even when Dr. Robotnik tries to kill Sonic in an inexplicably large car, it doesn't even work due to Larry Lynx being there and causing him to crash into a wall. Larry is accepted by the others as a source of good luck too, and that's about it. Let's see, the main story was honestly a load of toss, but I did kinda like the other two. Gallagher sure loves his tropes, and as much as I can appreciate Sonic going into prehistoric Mobius, this isn't what I personally look for in Sonic comics. If it was a light-hearted cartoon, then yeah, this stuff would be much better. But alas, we're stuck with Son-Ugg the Bog Hog and his confusing beard. I like the new characters of Cyril the Old Man Bird and Larry Lynx, the unfortunate f***up jinx. For as little as they appear, they're ripe with personality, and we see how the Freedom Fighters help them out, and in turn, they help them fight against Dr. Robotnik's many attacks. My only issue is that I think the stories could have been a bit differentiated from each other in terms of payoff. Otherwise, good job writers. The story gets a 2. I've already brought up how the new characters are pretty neat, but what about the already existing ones? The freedom fighters don't appear much, but they do typical hero stuff. It's a good change from when they were doing whatever in earlier issues. Sonic himself is less jerky in this issue, and seems to be showing a side that cares about the people he rescues and helps out. Also worth noting is the art. While this issue brings Gallagher, Angelo and Penders to the writing table, it only has one artist in the form of Mawini, who does a pretty bang up job in my opinion. It really helps with characters like these, because they'd probably be flat as shit if someone like Shaw did them. And the backgrounds are no longer plain looking backdrops, finally! For the art and characters, I'm giving it a 3. So, total score for number 12 is a 5 out of 10. A balanced score for an issue that had the right amount of puns and remarkable art. I think these issues were a nice step up, certainly better than the crap that came before it. And I simply can't wait to see where it goes with Ken Penders. Oh! Bloody alternative selves. Get him out of here while I do my outro, please. Oh, what? He did Ken Penders' first issue as writer? Oh well, at least it's in the next one. I can finally express how I feel about his contributions to the comic. Sorry about the hassle, folks. Next time I'll be sure to bring everyone up to speed with a good look at issues number 13 and 14. Stay tuned.